Bitcoin has had a bit of a rough weekend, struggling to maintain that level of support at $60,000. However, there is good news, being that Bitcoin's CME gap currently sits now at $60,800. Although, the thing we have to add into the equation this week is this is the first weekend that we've ever experienced where the stock market has been able to trade Bitcoin come Monday morning. That's never happened before because the ETF was only approved last week. So it's going to be very interesting come Monday morning as to what happens to Bitcoin's price. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I expect is going to happen to the price of Bitcoin, happen to the price of Ethereum, and of course, we're going to be looking at the altcoin market very briefly as well. When it comes to cryptocurrency news, nothing happens on a weekend, so there'll be no cryptocurrency news in today's video. And if any of that does interest you, then please do slap a like on today's video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, turn on channel notifications, and let's crack on.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon.
So starting out today's video by looking at the current price of Bitcoin that is currently just sat on this level of support that I pointed out in the previous video that we made. It was fairly likely that Bitcoin was going to start retracing, hit this level of support, and the question really is at this point in time, is Bitcoin going to hold this level of support or are we going to break downwards? This is a level of support on the 4-hour chart that you can see we've tested it a few times now, and should we break to the downside of this, I would be saying Bitcoin is fairly likely to go back down to about $52,000, being that would be kind of a logical level of support. Of course, you've got to cross through those $55,000 levels before you can get to $52,000, but I do fear that if Bitcoin needs to break through this level of support right now, we could enter into a very quick sell-off that I do think would be bought up fairly quickly, but it is something to just bear in mind that the level of support currently sits at $59,200. And let me show you this on a lower time frame, like the 5-minute chart, for example. Essentially, this line is not 100% plotted correctly, but we would need to break below about $59,200 in order for Bitcoin to have a full-on break to the downside, and then it go to at least $55,000. When it comes to my current trading setups, I'm actually in a long position, and my long position is currently a little bit underwater. Am I concerned? No. And because I've taken so much profit on this position on the way up, I'm okay just leaving it open over the weekend, just to kind of see what happens. It's not always the wisest decision, but on this occasion, it's not really played out so well, but sometimes it goes that way. You don't win every time when trading. Again, you shouldn't look at it as winning and losing in the short term. The way that I look at it is, do I make money across the course of a month? Every single month, the answer is yes. Therefore, I'm a profitable trader. Some trades you win, other trades you don't win. I've not won or lost this trade yet because we're still in unrealized. It's not been taken. There's no loss been taken, no profit being taken. So I just thought I'd bring that to your attention. The fact that you can be losing money temporarily and make money in the long term. It could be that Bitcoin's price has a huge bounce upwards of this level of support at this point in time. Hence why I'm leaving my long position open, because I do believe that if we do start bouncing from here and then manage to break above that $61,500 level come Monday morning, you know, things are very much looking to the upside. So essentially, the level that we need to reach back to is where the CME gap currently sits around here. And it would make sense for us to kind of bounce off this level of support back into this range come kind of midnight tonight. And then after that point in time, if we get rejected, then it's looking like we're going to have a fairly nasty week. But should we not get rejected on Bitcoin's price and continue trending to the upside, the level of which we would need to break through is about $61,700. As soon as we are above $61,700, Bitcoin will probably pretty much just pump straight back up to about $64,000 in very, very quick time. Now, when it comes to the price of Ethereum, again, I pointed out in my previous video that Ethereum did look like it had topped out and the markets were kind of not looking as good as what they have been recently. And currently, Ethereum's price is sitting just below $4,000 per coin. You can see the analysis that I conducted in the previous video, whereby we kind of hit this blue line, we get rejected, we hit the top of this green line here, we get rejected, we hit the top again, we get rejected. The exact same thing has happened again, but essentially right right now we're sat on support again when it comes to Ethereum's price, hence why I'm still leaving my long positions open. If we break through the support level at $59,200, I will take the loss on Bitcoin, and I will have closed my Ethereum position by then anyway, because I'm going to place a stop loss on my Ethereum position just below this blue line here at about $3,900. My Ethereum entry is around $3,400, so there is plenty of room in that position for error, and right now the markets still do seem like they are recovering. If we look at Ethereum, for example, on the 15-minute chart, I would say that most of these indicators look fairly well bottomed out. And you can see the analysis, well, the very crude analysis that I conducted in the previous video, but I'll conduct it for you again. Essentially, what we're looking at right here is a bit of a blow-off top that we had. We then had a price retracement into this level of support. We bounced off the level of support and then have continued in our retracement. The real question is, do we break through this blue level of support right here that sits at $3,950? If we break through $3,950, it's quite likely again that the price of Ethereum slips all the way down to $3,700 in very, very quick succession. So please be aware of these support and resistance levels right now. They are very, very important for Bitcoin's price. But what we are seeing on a weekend right now is fairly high volume. Fairly high volume is generally an indicator that a big move is coming. Whether it's going to be a big move upwards or a big move downwards, we will only know after we break support or break resistance. We have to break one of the two before we will move in either direction, and currently we sit in limbo, so it's very hard to know exactly what's going to happen. If we dip all the way down to the 1 minute chart, you can see that we're having a lot of volatility right now, and I'm suspecting that this is a lot to do with the fact that I think the CME gaps are going to get even stronger than what they have been recently. If we go over to the CME Group's website, you can see that's last week's CME gap, and this right here is this week's CME gap, currently sitting at $60,810. $60,810 is essentially $1,000 lower than where Bitcoin's price currently sits, meaning that in theory, Bitcoin's price should rise back to around $60,800 by around 2 a.m. UK time, and then by the time it hits that, we don't know really what's going to happen at that point in time. If we get rejected, we start going down, and tomorrow is a horrible day. If we continue breaking through $61,000, next week could be even better than this past week has been. It's important to remember that Bitcoin is now traded on the stock market, and we've never experienced this before come Monday morning, so it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens. I'm expecting a surge in volume, but not necessarily selling pressure, being that Bitcoin is fundamentally more bullish than it has ever been before. When it comes to Ethereum versus Bitcoin, we are currently cup and handling to the side. We're looking like we're breaking to the upside of this level of resistance here, and this level of resistance, should we break it, should mean that Ethereum's price next week could be in for a solid kind of 20% pump, and a 20% pump on top of what we have right now could take Ethereum's price as high as about $5,000 during the course of the next week. The things to be aware of about Ethereum versus Bitcoin right now would be on the 4-hour chart, we're just ticking bearish on the MACD. And also, we've been going up for a long time with regards to all of the values of these things. But at the same time as us being bearish on the MACD on the 4-hour, we're very, very, very bullish on the 1-day MACD, which I favor over the 4-hour being a slightly longer term time frame. Generally, the results from these higher time frames yield a much better result. I also want to point out, if you are interested in trading on Bybit, you'll find a link to Bybit in today's video description. And if you use that link when you sign up, not only are you eligible for my trading diary, but also you can get up to $1,600 in bonuses. Again, you'll find a link for that in today's video description. Also, if you don't have any Bitcoin, the best place to buy Bitcoin is on Swissborg. Again, Swissborg link in the description, and if you use that link, you can get up to €100 of free CHSB coins. So again, link for that in the description. It's the exchange that I use to do all of my trading when it comes to cryptocurrency, interacting with your bank account, essentially, because a lot of people have trouble sending money from a bank account to an exchange. I've never had trouble sending money to Swissborg, nor have I had trouble withdrawing money from Swissborg to my bank account. But anyway, having discussed what's going on with Bitcoin and discussed what's going on with Ethereum, I wanted to quickly show you what's been going on the markets today. This annoys me, the fact that Shiba Inu is up 50% today, inexplicably, despite it being an absolute trash coin. In my opinion anyway. How can it be the 11th largest cryptocurrency, being that it only was launched like 6 months ago and it has no real product or feature? I don't understand it. I really don't, but apparently meme coin season is back. Scrolling through here, pretty much everything that's good is down. But again, that's not because these good projects are dumping their own on coins or anything like that. It's literally because the market is they're dragging all of these cryptocurrencies down. And I think scrolling through here, we get a bit of a sentiment that today for me is more of a buying day than it is a selling day. I'm quite optimistic about the future of cryptocurrency, of course, and I'm expecting a huge rally for Bitcoin towards the latter end of this year. So on that note, guys, just keep an eye on those levels of support. Again, if you're interested in watching more of these videos next week, I'm going to be making so many of them. So please do subscribe to the channel. Please do turn on channel notifications. I am back to being full-time crypto YouTube, several videos every single day. So keep your eyes peeled, turn your channel notifications on. Follow me on Twitter at MartiniGuyYT. Follow me on Instagram at TheMartiniGuy. Both official links you'll find in the description. Just be aware that if you do choose to follow me on any platform, there'll be people that message you pretending to be me, asking for money or asking for investment or asking for all sorts of stuff that I'm not going to do. It's not me. Don't send them money. Use your brain, and please keep your funds to yourself. I don't want them. And on that note, guys, again, links for information for trading and buying Bitcoin, all that good stuff in today's video description. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. This